Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahachodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the Akim, Akwaf, that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nabah, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is one of those articles that's in this Perplexity AI app, and it says Trump launches Board of Peace at Davos as UK, France decline. So basically, you have these divisions that's going on amongst these nations, because you know Trump, man. If you watch any of this Davos, any of these meetings, especially his hour-long rant, that guy, man, he really insulted a lot of those people. I know they had to been sitting there shaking their heads like this mother, and he confused. He kept saying Iceland instead of Greenland. Just all over the place, man. Talking about how Canada wouldn't be shit without him. All these, just basically all of them. You know, the scriptures, talks about him being more stout than his fellows. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, he was talking mad shit to them people, man. I'm talking about with a big ass smile on his face, as if let's see, Slovakia. Yeah, man, they was looking at him real sideways. Now, the Canadian, I think his name is, what's this guy's name? I think he was the Canadian one. He was about one of the only ones that kind of stood up. You know what I'm saying, against the madness that's going on. The rest of these people, there's a few other Slovakia, a few other nations as well, but he was like one of the ones that I think his name is Stammer, but and Trump actually mentioned him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you basically you should be appreciative of what we've done for you. You know that little speech you gave, basically. Hitting at him, and then he hit at Trump. I mean, it's just a shit show, man. But this is Daniel 7:20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. And when you look at Trump, man, Babylon, this Babylonian, you can tell this is Babylon. You can't say that this is not Babylon, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, and a bunch of other spiritual names, man. But you can just see that. Let me get this word stout. You can just see that pride on that guy, man. Let me get this word stout real quick. Let's see. In the Hebrew, Slovakia. Matter of fact, I was let me see, because I was at Slovakia. The translations, translation comparisons. They pretty much kind of almost say all the same thing. The RSV says, and concerning the 10 horns that were on his head, and the other horn which came up, and before which 3 of them fell, the horn which had eyes and a mouth that spoke great things, and which seemed greater than his fellows. And that's the way Trump, that's the way these Americans been getting down, man. They feel as if they're far more superior than their Edomite counterparts, because they're all Edomites. You think they'd be getting along. You got the earth, but it's prophetic. You know what I'm saying? And they have the whole planet, man. You think that, okay, we're dying off quicker than we're being born. Our people are sickly. Our people are on drugs. Our people are committing suicides at an alarming rate. Our people are divorce rates are through the roof. There's no family structure no more. Our kids are shooting up schools. You think that they will come together and say, hey, you know what? Let's stop the bullshit. Let's have some peace amongst each other, and get our nations back up. You know what I'm saying? But, it's all prophetic that the Lord is going to bring this man down, man. It's just his time to go. That 2nd Ezra 6:9, where it speaks on Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. It's just time, man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do, man. Let me see. Stout. It's Rob. Rob, 872-29. Great. Great figure of power. Captain, chief, great, lord, master, stout. They have the root word etymology is 872-27, and it's much, many, great, abounding, and more numerous than, abundant, enough. Yep, abundant, quantity, size, age, number, rank, quality, increase. So, it's just basically these Americans. And matter of fact, that's the reason why a lot of these Europeans don't like these Americans. They don't like that stoutness. They don't like that that arrogance. Some of these Edomites, they're just cut different. Because they're, they all of them got a different trait as far as the tribes, because they're tribes too. We're the 12 tribes of Israel. You're so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, but they have different family factions too, so to speak, right? And a lot of those Europeans, they like, you're too fucking arrogant, you're fat, you're lazy, you talk all kinds of shit, you don't bring nothing to the table, you're greedy, you're a damn thief, you know what I'm saying? Like, they looking at you, they think you soft, you're pedicured, your men are what they call them, metrosexuals or whatever, or homosexuals or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look down on America like that, man. But anyway, let's go into this just a little bit here. I don't want to keep it long. But it says President Donald Trump formally unveiled his Board of Peace initiative at a signing ceremony during the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland on Thursday, calling it very exciting day, long in the making, as he stood alongside leaders from nearly 20 nations. Well, okay, 20 nations is more nations than that in BRICS. Shit, BRICS. What is it like? It's like 200 nations, man, that's in the world, I think, damn near. You only 20 of them is down with you? It says, we're going to have peace in the world. No, you're not. You were designed to take peace from the earth, man. You're the red horse. It's not going to be no peace. As a matter of fact, that scripture that talks about, when they get to talking about peace and safety, I think that's, in fact, let me just type it in. I think it's in Thessalonians. You know what? Let me just see. I think it's in 1 Thessalonians 5. Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. See? But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Matter of fact, let me start from the top, verse 1, because it's entitled, The Day of the Lord. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? For when they shall say peace, it's that word peace, and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Yeah, man. So all that peace shit, you motherfuckers ain't never been about no peace. There's been no peace since you've been in power. You Americans been at war like 250 years straight. This is your 250th year anniversary or your so-called birthday, and you've been at war damn near all of it, man. Okay, but it says, we're going to have peace in the world, Trump declared, and we're all stars. The ceremony marks the official launch of an initiative originally conceived to oversee Gaza's reconstruction. Where was the peace with Gaza? You just blew them people to fucking smithereens. But which has since expanded into a far broader organization aimed at mediating global conflicts. Come on, bro. And this shows you how hypocritical these people are. With that scripture that talks about the joy of the hypocrite is just for a moment. You damn Edomites, man. You are the most hypocritical fucking people on the planet, bro. Job 20:5, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. See? But for a moment. That's it, man. Matter of fact, I think, let me get Psalms. It's that 37:10, I think it is. It says, for yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. And that's what we're waiting on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting on the Lord to come and take this man out of power, man, because nothing will survive if he continues. Nothing. You can forget about it, bro. If he goes into the future and gets technology where he's really going out into space and all this other shit, he'll tear all that up too. But let's see what else is in the article. Yeah, you know, I didn't want to keep it long. Just a quick little lesson while I was sitting here. Let my vehicle warm up. It's cold as shit out here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... I'm going to see about this camp Saturday, man, because it's supposed to be below zero. Anyway, European allies decline, see, amid UN concerns. While approximately 35 countries have agreed to participate out of the 60 invited, the initiative has exposed a divide between the United States and several European allies. France, Norway, Sweden, and Slovenia have declined their invitations, citing concerns that the board could undermine the United Nations. See, there's that separation. That's the scriptures, man. This is how we know that this place is fallen. This is right out of Yahweh's mouth, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Matthew 12:25. It says, and Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See? And Esau, see, all these nations that's named off, these are Edomites. And they're a nation of people. But they name themselves after the continent or the cities that they're in. See, none of them, you have these different names like Europeans, you know, white, and all these other little shits that they calling themselves. But these are all Edomites, calling themselves Russians, Ukrainians, Slovenians, you know, Swedish, Norwegian, French, Germans. Those are all names that they came up with, you know what I'm saying, themselves. Biblically, they are Edomites. They're the red people that you know, Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment, roughly paraphrasing. These are Edomites. All of them are Edomites. And that's a separation between that nation. That makes them a nation of people, not those continents and cities that they're in. We have to always, you know, go into that, qualify that, because just because you're in America, a so-called white person in America is no different than a so-called white person over in Israel or anywhere else in the world. They're all, it's just like so-called blacks are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You can go anywhere, man. It's Jake there. It's so-called black people. Hispanics or Native Americans. But they're still the same people. Even though they may speak a different language, they have different accents. They may have different cultures, different eating styles, things of that nature. But we're still a nation of people, man. Right? So Esau, you know, with that fugitive, him being on the run, he's been trying to switch up his identity, you know. He don't want you to know that he's an actual Edomite. Okay, but it says, British Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper, which she ain't even supposed to be in no position like that. That shows you Esau is off, because no women are supposed to usurp authority over the men. Matter of fact, I'll get that too, because you got a lot of women that are in league or that's running countries, man, that shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, man. That's like that lady from Greenland. She was fucking crying, man. The leader, I forgot her position, but she's crying when she came and spoke, you know, spoke about Trump taking Greenland. Like, what the fuck is you crying for, bitch? Do something. Let me see, what is that? Spend a second on that one. Bunch of women, you know, we got a bunch of new women mayors and governors that just won these elections and shit. Like, they ain't about to do nothing but run these cities and states into the ground, man. 1 Timothy 2:11, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. When I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. You know, ladies should be at the crib, man. Fucking raising just some damn children since y'all dying off quicker than you're being born, man. Okay, but it says, she said Thursday that the UK would not sign the charter, pointing specifically to concerns about Russian President Vladimir Putin's potential involvement. We won't be one of the signatories because this is a legal treaty that raises broader issues, she told the BBC. Trump's comments earlier this week that the board might replace the UN heightened these fears. See, this guy, he's causing all kinds of division. And beautiful, too. French officials emphasized support for the Gaza peace plan itself, but expressed concerns about an organization that could attempt to supplant the UN as the primary mediator in international disputes. So it's a bunch of infighting here, brothers. And beautiful, man. The board secured participation from Middle Eastern nations, including Israel, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Qatar, Jordan, Turkey, and Bahrain. Okay, they got a couple of other countries that's participating. Okay, under the charter, Trump will serve as chairman. See that? Indefinitely, potentially for life. Who the fuck? This nigga is crazy, bro. He all over the place. You can't even run America. This place is through. With extensive executive powers, including the ability to veto decisions, dismiss. Who the fuck want to join some shit like that? Like, you just like, oh, well, this is my shit and everybody's going to listen to me. Crazy, bro. Dismiss members and appoint his successor, which might be his son Barron or somebody. Countries can obtain permanent membership by contributing $1 billion within the first year. Otherwise, membership is limited to 3-year terms. That's crazy, bro. Hey, this man is just in there, man. He is making money hand over fist. He's not taking care of you MAGAs that went out and voted for him. Just retarded as hell, bro. The board's executive committee includes Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He's all into it, man. Special envoy Stephen Witkoff, that's the guy, you know what I'm saying, and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner. These are two that keep going over there speaking to the Russian president alone with no other people around. You know what I'm saying? They're just ain't no telling what the fuck going on with this, man. Putin's status uncertain. Trump claimed Wednesday that President Putin of Russia, had accepted his invitation to join, but the Russian president quickly clarified that Moscow would still review the proposal. Putin suggested Russia could pay the $1 billion membership fee using frozen Russian assets held in the West. Here you go. Y'all held on to like $300 billion of the people money and was talking about giving it to Ukraine to rebuild Ukraine. You froze those people money. And that's why a lot of these countries, was kind of stepping back too. That's the reason why BRICS is kind of on the move like how it is, man. Because they can see that, okay, let's get away from the American dollar. America's weaponizing the dollar. And they can sanction, freeze your shit, take your money, hitting with a keystroke. Your ass, you don't have no nothing as a country. They just done this shit with Iran. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they over there in Iran right now. Protesting, because America... As a matter of fact, the guy, Bessett, he actually said that shit at the Davos meeting. They use that dollar as a war tactic, man, to fuck your country up, starve your people. Then it's chaos in the streets, man. You shouldn't be doing nothing with this guy, considering. It says Ukraine has not committed to joining, with President Vladimir Zelensky questioning how he could participate alongside Russia. Russia is our enemy, and Belarus is their ally, Zelensky said. At the ceremony, Trump defended inviting controversial figures. I have some controversial people on it, but these are people that get the job done. These are people that have tremendous influence. So there you have it, man. These people are stupid as hell. This guy Trump gonna start a board where he's $1 billion membership fee, where he's just running the world. You know that. But these people not. It's a whole bunch of these countries. They not with none of that shit. It's far too gone for you Babylonians, man. You have clearly fucked everything up for yourselves. The world don't like you. Matter of fact, that scripture that talks about thou art greatly despised. You're small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Don't nobody like you Americans, man. Don't nobody like you. And if anything, you think that they will be deporting y'all asses out of their countries, man. But when you look at you get to looking at some of these, because they do interviews, like people on the streets, they'll ask, certain people in Britain and, you know, UK, England, and all these different places, what they think about Americans, man. They be shitting on you Americans, man. They don't like y'all, man, because you're definitely arrogant as hell. You're prideful as hell, you know. And these people don't like you, man. It just is what it is. And you brought that amongst yourselves. And so you got you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans running around out here trying to be so fucking American. You need to be hating this place just like they do, or even worse, because you don't have no part in this place, man. This is not your rest. So I'm on the road, man. I just wanted to just do a quick little hot little lesson and stuff while I was letting the whip roll warm up a little bit. But hey, man, hey, that separation, that division is there. These countries, NATO countries, are setting up shop to defend themselves against America, man. That's how we know that, you know, eventually these people are gonna, you know, they're gonna join hands with Russia and tear this place apart, man. There's nothing else that can be done, because Trump is not gonna stop. And whoever comes in his place, if that's another place, you know, to come in, which we're praying this nigga's the last president. Let him just go ahead and just wreck shop and do what he doing. Go ahead and bring that damn microchip on along so we can get the fuck out of here. But let him go ahead and do what he doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Let him stay there. Let him go ahead and cause more corruption, more discord, more splits, division. Let him do all that shit, man. Let him do all that. I pray this motherfucker just keep him there, you know, because he's doing a great job at dismantling America, man. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah, and a Baba Ball.